Hello, crafter and maker friends. Are you ready to uncover some mind-blowing truths about the world of creativity? Well, you're in the right place. I'm Kay Hill, your favorite internet auntie, and today we're diving headfirst into 9 crafter maker myths you've been believing that are totally wrong. And that's right, we're busting some of the most persistent myths that have held back crafters for far too long. In this video, we're not just debunking crafting myths, we're unlocking the secret to unleashing your full creative potential. By the end of this video, you'll have a whole new perspective on crafting that could transform your creative journey in ways you never thought possible. And I've got a surprise waiting for you at the end of this video that could change the way you approach your craft projects forever. So stick around to the very end, because you won't want to miss it. We're breaking down the most stubborn myths that have held back crafters for generations, from the starving artist stereotype to the misconception about talent and the age-old belief that crafting is just for kids and old ladies, and more. We're taking it all on. So hold on to your glue guns, ladies and germs. We're about to embark on a myth-busting adventure that will leave you inspired and empowered. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's kick things off with a myth that's as old as time itself, the myth of the starving artist. It's a phrase we've all heard, and it implies that you can't make a real living from your art or craft. But what if I told you that's not true? Not only can you make a living from your craft, but you can thrive in the process. Just look at Rae Dunn, whose unique fonts and pottery designs have catapulted her into the world of successful home goods. She turned her passion into a thriving business. But Rae Dunn is just the beginning. Have you heard of Justina Blakely and her Jungalow brand? She's created and popularized a whole new unique category in interior design and turned her love for bohemian aesthetics into a flourishing empire. She's definitely not starving. And what about Tim Holtz? He's known for his line of craft inks and stamps. He's not just an artist, he's a whole brand in his own right. These artists and crafters are making a very comfortable living doing what they love, proving that the starving artist is a myth that no longer holds water in today's creative landscape. And that's not all. We have incredible tools and opportunities at our fingertips too. Have you ever heard of print on demand? This allows artists to turn their work into products without the hassle of managing inventory or shipping. It's a total game changer for creatives. The power of the internet has brought countless opportunities for artists and makers to build their brands, diversify their income streams, and share their work with the world. Whether it's through social media, online marketplaces, or collaborations, the possibilities are endless. So folks, it's time to put that starving artist myth to rest once and for all, because it's a new era for creatives and opportunities are boundless. If you're passionate about your craft and ready to put in the effort, there's no reason why you can't turn your artistry into a prosperous and fulfilling career, just like Rae Dunn, Justina Blakely, and Tim Holtz, and countless others. Okay, the crafting myths are about to fall like dominoes, so let's keep going. Now let's tackle a myth that has hindered many aspiring artists and crafters, the belief that you're either born with talent or you're not. There's so much more to this story, and it's a concept we call the growth mindset. Let me break it down for you. The fixed mindset is the notion that your abilities and intelligence are static traits, something you're born with, and they can't be significantly changed. It's the belief that if you're not naturally gifted, there's no point in trying. But then, on the other hand, there's the growth mindset, a concept popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck in her book Mindset. The growth mindset suggests that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. It's the belief that with the right effort, you can achieve your goals and improve over time. So how does this tie in with the world of crafting and art? Well, it's simple. The growth mindset is all about embracing challenges and seeing failures as opportunities to learn and grow. It's about taking risks and pushing your creative boundaries. Think about it. Every time you try a new crafting technique, explore a different art style, or step out of your comfort zone, and make something new, you're cultivating a growth mindset. You're open to the possibility of growth and improvement. Consider a classroom. In a fixed mindset, you might see a fellow crafter's work and think, I'll never be that good. But in a growth mindset, you'd say, I admire that and I can learn to do it with time and effort. It's all about the perspective. Embracing the growth mindset means viewing your creative journey as a marathon, not a sprint. You recognize that creativity isn't just about innate talent. It's about learning, improving, and evolving over time. Most people are not great when they first start. It's their passion that motivates them to keep improving. So my creative friends, it's time to put that myth of born with talent behind us. In a world of crafting and art, it's not about where you start, it's about where you're willing to go. Your creative journey is an ongoing process, and each step you take is an opportunity to flourish. Whether you're a seasoned crafter or just starting, remember that your potential knows no bounds with the right mindset. Now let's bust the next myth, that crafting is for kids and old ladies. Have you ever heard someone say that crafting is just a pastime for the very young or the very old? Well, it's time to set that record straight. Crafting knows no age limits, and it certainly doesn't discriminate. Whether you're a kid, a young adult, middle-aged, or a senior citizen, there's so many ways and crafts to explore your creativity with. Younger generations are embracing creativity like never before. We're witnessing a resurgence of interest in crafting among teenagers and young adults. They're not only finding it a fun and satisfying hobby, but also a means of self-expression and relaxation. Consider this. Crafting workshops and classes aren't just for the older crowd. They're bustling with younger participants eager to unleash their creativity, unlock their hidden talents, and learn new skills. On the flip side, let's talk about seniors. Crafting can be incredibly therapeutic for older individuals. It keeps the mind active, provides a sense of purpose, and offers opportunities for social interaction. Crafting bridges generational gaps. It's a way for different age groups to connect, share skills, and learn from one another. Some of the most heartwarming crafting stories involve grandparents passing down their skills to the younger ones or teenagers, teaching their older relatives about new crafting trends. In fact, that's how I learned to sew myself. It was my granny, a master seamstress in her own right, who taught me how to sew. In fact, crafting can be incredibly relaxing and stress relieving too. There's a reason why craft stores are stocked with products for mindfulness and stress relief. The act of crafting engages your mind and hands in a way that's profoundly calming. It allows you to focus on the present moment, which is the essence of mindfulness. Crafting is your oasis of tranquility in a fast-paced world. It's an opportunity to detach from stress and find solace in your creative process. Imagine the soothing rhythm of knitting needles, the therapeutic quality of painting, or the mesmerizing flow of an acrylic pour. Crafting is a form of meditation that's accessible to everyone, regardless of age. So whether you're young at heart, or somewhere in between, crafting is an open invitation to a world of relaxation and therapy. It's not just about age, it's about finding your personal haven in creativity. Let's dive into the myth that originality is a must. This myth implies that every idea you bring to life must be a completely original creation. The pressure to always be groundbreaking can be overwhelming, but let's unravel this myth. Crafters and artists often feel the weight of this expectation, that every project must be entirely unique. But here's the thing, inspiration often springs from existing ideas. In fact, in his book Steal Like an Artist, Austin Kleon explores the idea that all creative work is influenced by what came before. It's about taking inspiration and putting your own unique spin on it. That's what keeps creativity flowing and evolving. Consider the world of crafting. Some of the most successful creators aren't reinventing the wheel with every project. They're finding their inspiration in traditional crafts and then injecting their own creativity into it. Let me share an example with you. You've probably seen macrame wall hangings. They've been around for ages, and they're still wildly popular. But each artist brings their unique flair to the art form. Or take the world of fashion. Designers like Ann Lowe reimagined traditional tailoring and sewing techniques and created groundbreaking collections that captivated the world, including First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy. Crafting and art don't exist in a vacuum. They're part of a vast, interconnected world where creativity builds upon creativity. You don't need to reinvent the craft, you just need to put your heart into it. So remember, it's perfectly fine to draw inspiration from existing ideas. Crafters and artists throughout history have done the same. What sets you apart is your unique perspective, your interpretation, and the unique stories you bring to your work. So don't let the myth of originality limit your creativity. Feel free to take inspiration from the world around you, from others, and from tradition. As Austin Kleon suggests, and steal like an artist, your unique voice will shine through, making your creations special. Now let's tackle a myth that has held back many a talented creator for fear of being seen as a sellout for monetizing your craft. It's a concern that has stopped many from pursuing their passions as a business. But let's break down this myth and put it to rest for good. Creating and making money from your craft doesn't make you a sellout. In fact, it's essential to value your work and your time. Your creativity and skill deserve recognition and compensation if that's an avenue you want to pursue. Successful artists and crafters have found the balance between their creative passion and profitability. They've learned to make a living while staying true to their unique style and vision. Consider this. Renowned artists like Vincent van Gogh and Frida Kahlo created some of the world's most cherished masterpieces, but they also had to sell their art to make a living. Does that make them sellouts? Absolutely not. The key is to stay true to your artistic vision while recognizing the worth of your work. You are not compromising your creativity by embracing the business side of craft. In fact, turning your craft into a source of income can empower you to create even more. You can invest in better materials, take time for professional development, and reach a wider audience. And here's the best part. As a crafter or artist, you have the freedom to define your own success. And here, you can balance creativity and profitability in a way that aligns with your values and goals. So let's cast aside the myth of being a sellout. Instead, embrace the idea that you can be a passionate creator who values their work, their time, and their dream. Now let's unravel the myth of handmade versus mass-produced, and the belief that handmade products are always lower in quality. This myth simply doesn't reflect the reality of the crafting world. First and foremost, it's important to recognize that handmade does not equal lower quality. In fact, handmade items often carry a personal touch and care that's hard to replicate in mass production. Crafters put their hearts into their work. They pour their passion and attention to every detail, in every stitch, every brushstroke, and every piece of material they use. There are countless stories of crafters who produce high-quality goods, and there's a vast selection of unique items available on platforms like Etsy, each one a testament to creativity and innovation. When you explore this handmade marketplace, you'll discover items that are not just high in quality, but also exceptionally creative and often delightfully quirky. They cater to niche interests, the non-mainstream, and the wonderfully unique. The beauty of handmade is the level of customization it offers. Individual artists and crafters can tailor their creations to your preferences in a way that mass market products simply can't. When you purchase a handcrafted item, you're not just getting a product, you're getting a piece of someone's creative spirit. It's a unique story, a labor of love, and a connection to the person or community behind the craft. So let's do away with the myth that all handmade products are lower in quality. That's simply not true. The world of crafting, especially through platforms like Etsy, showcases a dazzling array of creative and innovative items that cater to niche interests and provide a higher level of customization. Now, are you familiar with the myth that crafters have poor social skills or no life outside their creative endeavors? that they just hole up in their rooms all day making stuff. The crafting world is not a solitary island. It's a vast, interconnected universe of passionate, vibrant communities. Crafting has brought together people with specialized interests from around the world. Social media has played a pivotal role in connecting like-minded individuals who share a passion for their craft. You're no longer limited to conform to the interests of your peers, your neighborhood, or your local crafting store. Thanks to the internet, you can connect with people who share your unique, specialized interests no matter where in the world they are. Crafters are not hermits. They're part of a vibrant community. They're makers, creators, and artists who share their journey, exchange ideas, and inspire one another. These online communities not only expand your social circle, but also provide a platform to showcase your work. These receive feedback and even collaborate on exciting projects. So the stereotype that crafters have poor social skills or no life is just that. It's a stereotype. In reality, they have thriving lives filled with connection, collaboration, and a sense of belonging to a worldwide crafting community. So if you're a crafter or an artist, you know the joy of sharing your creations with others who understand your passion. You're part of a global network of creativity and support, proving that crafting isn't an isolating endeavor. If the next myth, that crafters are cheap, implies that crafting is all about saving money, but there's so much more to it. Let's explore. Listen, have you seen the price of a glow forge? It's anything but cheap. Even a Cricut will set you back a few hundred US. Being a crafter isn't about being frugal. It's about being resourceful. Crafters are savvy about finding ways to bring their creative visions to life. And crafting often involves investing in quality materials that may last longer and yield better results. It's a strategic choice, not a cheap one. Moreover, crafters often appreciate the value of handcrafted items and are willing to pay for the craftsmanship and personal touch that goes into each piece because they know for themselves how much effort it takes and love that goes into their project. Crafters might indulge in premium tools or supplies, not because they are cheap, but because they understand the impact that quality can have on their creative process. The truth is, crafters are often more conscious on where their money goes. They'd rather spend on items that align with their passions and values rather than mindlessly splurging on mass-produced product. And the pure joy of making makes it worth it to them. Is that the case for you? Drop a comment below and tell me your favorite craft and why you love it. So the crafters are cheap myth is one worth debunking. You can visit your local Michaels or Joann's and see that's not true. Well, our journey through crafting myths continues, and now we're diving into a myth that often lingers: DIY versus buying ready-made. This myth assumes that doing it yourself is always the cheaper option. Well, let's break it down. The truth is, DIY can be cost-effective, but it's not always the cheaper choice. DIY depends on several factors, and it's essential to consider them. First, there's time. DIY projects can take hours, if not days, to complete, and time is valuable, so it's essential to weigh the hours spent against other commitments. Materials matter too. DIY often involves purchasing tools, supplies, and materials, and the cost can add up quickly. It's crucial to factor in these expenses. And expertise is another consideration. Some projects require specialized skills or knowledge that may involve a learning curve, and mistakes can be costly. So when is it cost effective to DIY? If the process itself brings you joy, if you have the skills, and if you can use the tools and materials from multiple projects, then DIY is the way to go. On the other hand, when is it better to buy ready-made? Well, if you're short on time, if the materials are expensive or hard to find, or if the expertise needed exceeds your current skill level, it may be more practical to just purchase the item. The key is balance. Sometimes DIY is about more than saving money. It's about the satisfaction of creating something with your very own hand. Other times, it's about practicality and efficiency. But in the end, DIY versus buying ready-made is a matter of personal choice, influenced by time, materials, and expertise. There's no one-size-fits-all answer. And there you have it, folks. We've unraveled crafting myths one by one, and what a journey it's been. But guess what? We're not stopping here. We're just getting started. In our next adventure, we'll dive deep into a topic that's been a game changer for many crafters. We'll explore how to make your creative passion not just a hobby, but a real income stream. So if you've ever dreamed of turning your crafting skills into a source of income, if you're eager to discover the secrets of successful crafting entrepreneurs, or if you simply want to take your creative journey to the next level, You won't want to miss the next video. If you've enjoyed this video, if it sparked your creativity or challenged your assumptions, give it a thumbs up. It's a way of letting me know what topics you want to hear more about. Your feedback fuels my passion for creating content that's valuable to you. And speaking of value, our next video is going to be a treasure trove of insights and inspiration. So hit that like button and watch this one next. Until then, keep those creative fires burning, my fellow crafters, and see you over on the next video.